And then another thing that I wanted to talk to you about is LaDonna has been here for 6 months now. She's doing a really, really good job. She's had things added to her workload that wasn't in her job description. I added some things to the job description between Barb leaving and LaDonna coming on, and I was wondering if there was any way we, a lot of times when after we didn't talk about this before she was hired, but a lot of times when we hire someone, we look at a 6-month time frame and then look at increasing their pay a little bit. And I was just kind of wondering if there was any possibility of doing that. Because she is doing a wonderful job, and it's a difficult job. It's pretty complex, and compared to other positions in the county, she's behind a lot of them, so, for the complexities of her position. And again, it comes out in the cost report, because 50% of her duties are case management, so I wanted to propose that. I have a couple suggestions. I'd like to see her get $1,000 a year more, increase it $1,000, and then negotiate from there on.
What's her hourly right now?
She makes $11 an hour, which is kind of on the low end compared to positions.
Starting?
That's what she started out
No,
with.
how's that compared to our starting in the building?
Well, I know the engineer's office started a lot higher than that. And I guess I believe LaDonna's job is every bit as detailed as whatever she's doing out there, so she's got a lot of responsibility.
Most of them here in the courthouse start around that, between 10:50 and 11:50.
Don't we have some type of a schedule though, after so many months that it's reviewed and possibility?
It kind of has been 6 months.
Yeah, 6 months and then reviewed, and then...
And if we went $1,000 a year, that takes her up to like $11.51. 500 would be 11.25, 26, somewhere in there.
I think.
I don't know. I hate to give it, I don't know what we're gonna have to do, when we develop the budget. The state's cutting back to us. I'm reluctant to give raises now until we get into the budget and see where we're at.
I'd have the budget pretty well.
We haven't even started that process.
Yeah, we start next month on
We haven't had to do any layoffs like some counties. And, I don't know. I think we're going to have more cutbacks from the state.
Yeah, there's no question about that.
Which I guess, when you consider that too, is probably going to be that much longer too until we can compensate her any further.
Yeah, well, like you just pointed out, everybody seems like they're aware of what other people are getting. And, I just don't, until we get into the budget, I'm reluctant to do a raise right now. You start giving this raise, and then another person sees that, and then we have to reduce staff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I fully understand.
I'd much rather try and hold the line than have to let somebody go, once we get into the budget. I think times are different. The federal government starts cutting what they give the states, everything's more just going to get dumped on the county. We're starting to see that. I don't know.
I guess my only concern, well, not only, I have a lot of concerns about this, was she was hired prior to the one out of the engineer's office, and I do believe the jobs are equal. And I don't know what she does out there. I just know when the job was inquired, it was basically not real involved, and I understand she's got more job duties now, but I also know what LaDonna's job involves, how hard it is to train someone to do that job, and if she falls way behind a lot of other people doing a similar position, You know, jobs aren't plentiful. I guess I'm not real concerned about her leaving, but that's always a concern. She hasn't said anything about that. I don't think she's thinking about that. I would just like to be able to compensate her fairly. I mean, that's all I'm saying. But if it's not the time, it's not the time. Then I can do the
I
change.
guess I have to agree, it's not the time. When we started her, we did make that starting wage higher than it had been. The last time we had started somebody out there, it was
It's like $8,
Yeah,
I think.
so I was gonna say $9, and we did make a $2 increase, recognizing that we were behind.
Mhm.
I guess I'd like to, I agree with you.
Okay, all right, I will,
Vipers is going up 2%.
it is, okay, I write that down.
Those, if we have a department head meeting sometime, we will need to get those numbers out for budget.
There's one scheduled, when is it again, 14th? I
Right.
think.
It's 9 o'clock.
But those are just changes we know right off the bat.